Hi guys, welcome to Faith and Entertainment. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is on Keith Whitley and Waylon Jennings, two of the greatest of the country music singers and songwriters. Keith Whitley, on the day he died, Waylon Jennings called him the greatest country singer ever. One of the biggest what-ifs in country music. It's the 36th anniversary of the death of the legendary Keith Whitley, who's still regarded as one of the greatest country singers of all time, despite his career being cut all too short. Willie got his start in music as a member of the Ralph Stanley Band in his home state of Kentucky, along another bluegrass legend, Ricky Skaggs. After making a name for himself as one of the greatest bluegrass singers of the time, Keith moved to Nashville to pursue his country music career. He dropped his first EP, A Hard Act to Follow, in 1984, but Whitley was still struggling to find his sound, and the album was only a minor success. But he found it in 1985 with his debut full-length album, LA to Miami, which featured classics like Miami, Miami, Nobody in His Right Mind Would Have Left Her, and 10 Feet Away. And by the time he released his sophomore album, Don't Close Your Eyes, it was clear that country music was something special with Keith Whitley. When Keith sang, you felt every word of the pain in his music, of the emotion in his voice, and of his love for country music. But unfortunately, the pain in his music came from his own personal struggles, including his addiction to alcohol. And on May 9th, 1989, Keith Whitley passed away at the age of just 34 years old from an accidental overdose, putting an abrupt end to one of the most promising careers in country music. I said before that if Keith Whitley hadn't passed away so young, he would be considered the king of country music over George Strait. What he accomplished over such a short career, and the legacy that he managed to leave behind, just prove how great he really was and make his loss all more tragic. Now, I'm far from the only one who feels that way. In fact, even Waylon Jennings agreed that Keith Whitley was maybe the greatest country music singer of all time. Barry Walsh, who was Waylon's former piano player, recalled being on his way home to Franklin, Tennessee on the day Whitley died, but knowing how much Waylon loved Whitley, he decided to go check on him. Waylon's wife, Jessie Coulter, answered the door and sent him to the den. Barry and Waylon sat down on the couch and, excuse me, and watched the local news about Keith together for an hour or two, just taking it all in. At one point, Barry remembers Waylon looking at him and saying, he looked at me and he said, "Hoss, that was the greatest country singer ever." Needless to say, he took it pretty hard. He was gutted. He was really, really upset about that. A lot of us were. High praise from a legend himself, but it just goes to show you what an impact Keith Whitley had on country music during his short time here on Earth. And I still can't help but think what could have been. It will forever be one of my big ifs. My big what-ifs in country music. Keith Whitley. Man, what a legend. And I'm telling you, what a legend. And at one time, they was getting ready to do like a biopic on him, a movie on him, Kentucky Bluebird. And a buddy of mine, Kevin Denny, you might have heard of him, he was up for the part. And I guess they just decided not to make it. I don't know. It's just a shame because his life story would be something else. Yes, he really lived a life. And where he would have been today had he been able to fight that demon, he would have been bigger than anything ever in country music. All I got for you guys, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please like this video. I'd appreciate it. You have a great day. God bless you.